What's up, everyone? Welcome to Knubbla 2, or Nubla, I think it's how it's pronounced. I never did figure out how to do that. We are going to do a live walkthrough of Nubla 2 to Platinum, hopefully. This will be my second time through the game. I played through the game, I wrote down everything I needed to do, figured out everything I need to do. This is a direct sequel to, obviously, Nubla. And this takes place, starts off right where the last one ended. So we're going to do this live here on twitch.tv/PS4 trophies, and I will publish this on YouTube as a full walkthrough, assuming nothing goes wrong. So I'll be following my written guide here to make sure I don't miss anything. This is going to take about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, somewhere in there, hopefully. There are some bugs in this game, so we may experience a crash. There has been some patches since this game released, so hopefully we don't run into any issues. So we're going to go through this as quickly as we can. I'm going to just kind of skip through most of the dialogue options. Now we have two characters we need to control, Ism and a boy. And there we go, we got a trophy. You get a gold trophy at the start of every chapter. Usually you get them at the very end. So we are starting off at chapter 0. There are 4 chapters, 0 through 4. I don't know why it's just not 1 through 5, but whatever. So let's go ahead, kind of kick things off here. And that is Ism, or an Ism. I guess Ism is a class of characters. There are 5 different Isms, I believe, and we get to choose which one we want to play through the game. But the prologue here, we are going to start off with this one. And then here are the rest of them. Now, to solve this first puzzle, this game is mostly just puzzles. So we're going to start off, we're going to switch to this first guy here, the yellow-haired kid. And we just chose our avatar for the first time, got a trophy. There are, I think, 4 or 5 missable trophies if you're following this guide. Hopefully you won't miss any of them. Now the Ism, the boy, the little kid, is controlled with the right thumbstick and then the triangle, square, circle, and the X button. The boy, a second character, is going to be controlled with the left thumbstick and then the D-pad buttons. So now each of the Isms have a power. So we're going to have to discover your power trophy. There it is. Press the square button to use it. And now we can safely jump across. Now we are trying to acquire 3 plants. What we need to do first is talk to this guy here, which is automatic. You don't have to press anything to initiate this conversation. Again, I'm just quickly going through the dialogue here. I have a mission to complete, sir. Alright, now that I'm free to go, let's just keep continuing to the right. Now, Ism has a double jump ability. And now I need to go back and talk to this first dude I spoke to, the painter. And now I got 3 options here. Now it looks like I already experienced a little bug where the text stays on the screen. That usually will happen if you give something to somebody. Let's go through each of these. And then while you're talking to someone, and that didn't happen, so I'm not entirely sure why that text is stay up on the screen. That is one of the known bugs. Hopefully they fix that. I can reload the game. And okay. All right, now that we got that, we're gonna go back to the first thing. That text will just stay on the screen until I leave the chapter, probably. Now you see there's a plant above us, so I'm going to use his power here, the square button. And then pick this up. Now what we need to do is switch to the second Ism. And I do see the chat. I am just kind of trying to walk through this guide here. So if I'm not intentionally ignoring you there, Jeff, send me a DM, a message on Discord or Twitter. All right, so now we're going to switch to the green-haired kid. Now, the green-haired kid has the teleportation ability. So we need to go all the way to the very right. The first couple chapters in this game are actually relatively painless. It's chapter 3, which is technically the fourth one because we start at 0 here. Chapter 3 is very obnoxious. It's very long and a lot of double backing, going back and forth. All right, so you're going to teleport through this gate, and then you're going to open it. Now we need to go and switch to the far right ism, but we have to travel all the way back for that. There's going to be a lot of backtracking in this game. Again, chapter 3 is just terrible about it. I like the game. I feel like the puzzles are, you know, not too difficult, pretty fun. But chapter 3 is just basically one long puzzle. That is twice as long as the whole rest of the game. Just that one chapter. Alright, so speak to this dude. And his ability is to shrink. Now remember, the ism is controlled with the right thumbstick as far as movement, and then the X button is to pick something up. The circle button would be to give an item, whether you're going to give it to yourself, your second character, which we won't have to worry about until next chapter, or to give it to another NPC. The triangle button is your inventory. So if I hit that, you'll see there's 4 slots total. When you use an item or give an item, it's only whatever the currently selected active item is. Alright, so go all the way to the right. Use his ability to shrink, and we're going to go inside the box and pick up the second plant. Remember, we're trying to get 3 plants here. Alright, so the game teleports us back. Now at this point we are going to switch to ism number 4 here. His ability is to kind of float. So we'll ask him to go out. And I do see, Jeff, you did subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you. I love you, brother. I don't mean to, again, miss your messages, guys. I am playing the game and reading my little text walkthrough I wrote for myself. Alright, so here you see the chimney above us, and there's a guy way up there. So what you need to do is hold the square button, use his ability, and we'll land on this first platform. The second platform here to the left. Maybe I can make it to the roof, and I did. Now he is going to dig out some flowers here out of the chimney. And we'll pick that up, and it looks like we're gonna teleport. Interesting. This actually wasn't the case when I first played the game. So in one of the updates they made it so you just teleported here back automatically. Alright, so now we're gonna go and take all these flowers, put them into this machine. And you do that with the circle button, and it's going to give whatever your current selected item is. So that's plant 1, plant 2, and plant 3. Now for some reason this game kind of lacks a little sound. There's a lot of points where it's just quiet. I don't know if that's a bug. Alright, so we got to take the brush to Nubla. Nubla is the elephant, I believe. Oh, this is a new update as well. Alright, so at this point you're going to have to choose an ism that you're going to use for the rest of the game. I'm just going to stick with this guy, because that's what I did in my practice runs. Now we have to make it all the way back to the right, but there's a storm coming, so what you need to do is hide behind these obstacles and duck with the right thumbstick. Once the storm passes, we are going to go over to the right. Go. What's up, guys? I want to thank you guys for being here live on Twitch. Hopefully, if this video goes well, it'll be uploaded to YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll know it goes well. Alright, so now we need to make it to the next barrier here, hopefully. The storm can kill you if you're in it too long, I guess. Now when you die, the game will reload you into the beginning of whatever scene you loaded into. And anything that you did or collected along the way, you'll have to redo. So there's a Sweeping the Desert trophy that is for making it through the storm. We have a brush. Let's go into this tiny little house. Place it on whatever that thing is, the board table. There's the one last thing trophy. There's Nubla with exceptionally long legs. Okay, hopefully we get this platinum. Hopefully I don't screw it up. There's a lot we have to do, especially in Chapter 3. Alright, so we're going to go to Chapter 1, and we're going to get our first missable trophy. There is no chapter select in this game. And this trophy, I believe, is called Overboard. Alright, so we also get to select which character we want to use. I'm just going to select the boy. So now we get to control two characters. I mentioned earlier, Ism, the little thing, is controlled with the right stick and the buttons to the right of it. The boy I just selected, we are going to control with the left stick and then the D-pad buttons, which operate just the same as triangle, square, circle, and X. Life in the Border is for starting Chapter 1. And you gotta walk, see, it takes a little bit getting used to, but you're gonna have to walk and control both characters. So you're gonna have to jump, grab items with each of them. But our first missable trophy, Overboard, is right here, right at the very beginning. First thing we're gonna do is hold onto the box R1, push it in, and then make Ism go into the water. And there's the Overboard trophy. Now I'm going to jump across properly here. Here's a little puzzle we need to solve. What we're going to do, jump over, push this set of obstacles over to the left-hand side. Grab the handle, the X button to pick it up. Once we put the handle in there, activate this machine. We'll go ahead and run him over while we're waiting. Pull this box all the way back. And then with the boy, hop onto this cargo and then pull it back. And then use Ism to get back up on top here. and push this broken box off the side. Have the boy pick this up. This is going to be paint. Now again, you're gonna have to use the down on the D-pad to pick it up. The boy's controls are all on the left side. Ism's controls are all on the right. So the boy just got some green paint. So to get across this obstacle here, we're going to activate this, the switch, and then the boy is going to paint the door. And then open it again. That's all with the D-pad buttons. And then crawl under. And then make our way to the right. Tombstones, you want to look at them, feel free. Have the boy pick up the blue or purple paint there on the ground, and then continue right. Here comes Nubla. We got to get up on him and then paint. The jump is the R2 button for Ism. The L2 button is the jump for a boy. We're going to activate this little thing that's on top of... Oh, our elephant. What happened? I don't know how I fell off there. Maybe a little bug, who knows? Alright, paint the moon. And there's the lights out trophy. Remember, you're controlling both of these characters independently using the right half and the left half of your controller. Now we got a little totem puzzle here with some islands. Most of the glitches that do occur in this game are in Chapter 3, which of course I will talk about more once we get there. And we need to make it over to that canoe on the far right of the screen. I'm going to have the boy pick up this paint right here, the brown paint. And then Ism is going to grab this totem piece over here. And then put it into the totem and then activate it. Now I selected the blue-haired Ism, and his ability is to float up high when I hit the square button. If you had selected a different Ism, how this is accomplished is a little differently. And I have not played all the other characters, so I'm not entirely sure, but for the blue-haired Ism, will float up. We'll use his power, grab the totem piece, and then get up here. Oh, I almost fell. Put it in, and then we'll activate it. So the next piece of the puzzle here, have Ism jump all the way over. Go ahead and push this box down, grab the totem. The totem piece, and then put it in the totem. And then activate it. It'll raise the left island up that the boy is on, allowing him to climb down the ladder through the tree. And there's going to be some paint down here we're going to grab. I think it's paint. I don't know why it's not letting me get over there. We may have ourselves a bug. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, let's just kind of quickly try to get through this again. Again, when you die, or in my case, just kind of killed myself, it does put you back a little bit. Activate that again. Hopefully this isn't as temperamental this time. Oh, I forgot to activate it. Oh, never mind. I guess I don't have to do it this time. No, I do. I need that paint down there. There we go. Alright, so now with the paint in hand, climb back up the tree, reactivate the totem. So our first bug probably will not be our last. But we got the orange paint. With the orange paint, we are going to paint the canoe. Down on the D-pad. Alright, he's going to stay there. And I'm going to come back with Ism and activate the totem again and then join him in the canoe. Now the canoe is going to take off. Don't worry about the boy. Worry about Ism. We need to jump over to where the Indians are at. The boy will respawn with you. We'll get the whatever that trophy is, Fayu, by the skin. This is going to be the first of 2 times that we meet the Indians. The second time we meet them, which is going to be at the very end of the game, we'll get another trophy. Yes, St. Dave, this will be up on the YouTube channel, provided that I don't experience any kind of game-breaking bugs. Alright, so boy's going to pick up some black paint here in front of the teepees. Paint a door on this tree here. And that'll create a entrance into this puzzle. All right, so this puzzle has a dial. You can see the dial in the center here. Starting from the top, where all the things are located, pointing to the arrows, let's just call that number 1, and then go to the right clockwise from 1 all the way to 8. So what I'm going to do is climb all the way up to this. This changes when I activate it where the boy is at the top. Will change which dial we're using. So I'm going to select the outer dial. And the outer dial I'm going to have pointed towards number 8, which will be the first one to the left. So with Ism, I'm going to activate the left spin once. Then go back to the boy at the top and change it to the middle ring. The middle ring I want to point towards 2. So again, if the top one, the 12 o'clock position, if we call that 1, we're going to spin it just once here. And then go back to the boy, change the ring to this innermost circle. And for this, we want to have it pointing towards what would be number 6, which would be opposite of the number 2 position. So here's what the finished puzzle will look like. So we're going to get both of our characters up and out of here. Remember, you do have to control both of them independently. And then we're going to get this paint. I think this paint here. And then we're going to hand this to our friend down here, to the boy. And you transfer items. Again, you're giving items or transferring them between characters. Oops, went the wrong way. I have to go back around. You do that with the circle button. Sometimes it's a little temperamental. You don't want to be too close sometimes. So there we go. Transferred it. So now he has paint. Paint the door on the tree. We go through the door. Climb the ladder. Now this one is just as easy as the first one, but it is considerably longer. The first one you can platinum in half an hour, 45 minutes or so. This one's going to take a little over 2 hours. All right, so now we got a kind of a, I won't say a boss fight. You're not going to fight at all. What you need to do is run to the bushes and then press down with both characters. Remember, you do got to control both of them. Hide in these bushes once again. Alright, so the blue-haired ism is a little different. For example, if you have the guy that shrinks, all you do is move this first statue over to the center and then crawl through the hole. But with the blue ism, I can fly up here, grab a second statue. And actually, I don't think I need to duck. And then drag it off the right-hand side to open the door fully for us. Oh, there goes the boy. Thankfully, the checkpoint was right there. And the Madam Spider trophy. Alright, so this is a Titan puzzle. We are going to do some kind of going forward and backwards in time. We should just go on. I think I know what we're doing here. Hopefully this just lets me skip all this dialogue. Or not. Once we make it through all the dialogue, here we go. We're going to first interact with this blue-handled switch. It's going to bring up a flower of time. The flower of time is going to allow us to travel in time. In this case, we can choose to go forward or backwards in time. So we are going to go and choose the blue one first. So that'll kind of go back in time. And what we're going to do here is grab some white paint. And there's a time traveling trophy, just story related trophies, most of them. Alright, so I'm going to jump over. I gotta use the boy here. Grab the white paint, down on the D-pad with him, and then go back to present day. When you use the flower time, you use it, you'll go back or forward in time, and then use it again, you'll go back to the current time period where our Titan is at. We are now going to use it again. This time, go to the red arrow. Now, there's a bunch of little pieces that we need to grab. There's 3 of them, and there's more than 3 that you can grab. The puzzle aspect is you trying to grab the right ones. So the 3 pieces you're going to need to grab, the first one is going to be, we're going to use Ism here, is just to the right. And then the second one I'm going to grab is going to be on the far left on the bottom level. There it is. Grab that. And then the third one we want to grab is going to be the first one up here on the left-hand side, up top. So now we are going to get out of here. Insert these 3 correct pieces into a Titan. I'm trying to play the game and kind of read my little text walkthrough to make sure I get all the steps correctly here for you. Alright, so insert 3 pieces back here. and it'll activate the Titan. Now we're going to go off to the right hand side. We just got the winding up story related trophy. Okay, I don't know why the next thing didn't trigger. Oh, we need to talk to Nubla here, just to the top of the screen. You see him there? So Nubla is going to walk off to the right-hand side. We need to paint the moon again. Alright, to progress the game, we need to go back to the Titan here to the left. We're going to have ourselves a little chit-chat. And then go off back to the right. I think this ends chapter 1. And if that is the case, we will earn the chapter 2 gold trophy as soon as we load into it. Chapter 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4 puzzles that we have to do, independent puzzles. And there is one missable trophy at the end of this chapter, which we want to make sure we grab. We got ourselves a deer here. Alright, so let's go ahead and just continue right. Our first puzzle is going to be the Woods of Dream, a time travel puzzle. So we're going to use that flower of time several times. And the deer just turned into whatever this thing is. Alright, the next puzzle is not too difficult. I could screw it up if I just don't remember what I'm doing. We need to travel forward and backwards through time in a specific order. And as quickly as it can before the storm kills us. So we're going to go through and grab, well, whatever this little sun thing is. Then use the flower of time to go forward in time, return to the present day, go back in time, go to the present day, and go back and forth like that until we basically find Nubla again. So for the first time you can choose forward or back. So we're going to go forward. We need to find that little sun thing, whatever that deer turned into. And I'm just going to use Ism. I'm going to leave the boy here. Grab that, jump over to the next flower time. So the red screens are the future, the orange screens present day, and the blue screens are going back in time. And then we're back in present day. We are going to use the flower of time once again. This time select the blue path. Biggest challenge is remembering where you were last. Exit out the other flower time here. Head back to present day. There's the yellow thing again, so go ahead and grab that. Now, I believe we're forward in time this time. I hope I got this correct. It's amazing how quickly I forget. That was the correct one. I do believe we have to go back in time one more time. So again, the start, you go forward in time, and then you alternate forward and then back. And hopefully, if done correctly, Nubla will be right below us to the right-hand side, which she is. Now you have to use both control characters here. I believe we do get a trophy for completing this. Next up will be the train puzzle. There it is, lost in the woods. That is not the missable trophy. That'll be, again, at the end of this chapter. You don't need to look at these things if you don't want to. So here is the train puzzle, but first we need to go into the cave to the right-hand side. This puzzle, basically, there's a train on the very top left corner. It's behind the handle of the paintbrush. And we need to get it into the tunnel on the bottom right. And you're going to be doing that by hitting switches, that triggering different things within the puzzle. Alright, so we need to get to this mirror, basically, but first we need to do the train puzzle. We acquired an item on Boy. It's an itinerary, a train schedule or something. Alright, so what I'm going to do is put Ism here, and this button triggers the boxing gloves in the puzzle. And that is going to push the train to turn it around to go the opposite direction. The left button... Oops, that was the left button I'm going to control with Boy, which again is going to be basically the X button for Ism here on the right, and the down on the D-pad for Boy. And Boy's controls will control the bridges. So first I need to start the train and then go and quickly hit the blue button. Let's go do that. And it wasn't quick enough. The train's gonna fall. Do it again. Now I'm going to hit the boxing glove with Ism. You want to trigger it right before the train gets there. You don't want to do it too late. And then the next time I want to trigger both of these at the same time. So the X and down on the D right before the train gets to the glove. I'm gonna push the train the other way and then down the bridge to the exit. And there's the choo-choo trophy. Story related because you have to complete that puzzle, but that's how you do it. So we're gonna go back in the cave. That man is gonna be gone. But the mirror will be open for us now. Now the next one is a pillar puzzle. This is actually pretty easy. You see two shards right in front of us on the ground. They're glowing. And then there's going to be another one on the other side here. So what I'm going to do is actually, just for inventory management's sake, I'm going to grab this third one here. And then grab the second one. And then finally the first one. I'm just going to do it in this order. Because again, when you use items, they have to be... You only use whatever the currently selected one is. Bring both characters over. Alright, so there's going to be our first pillar here we're going to skip. We're going to go to number 2 and then use our currently selected item. We are then going to go over to the next 2 pillars in order. And we need to free this bird dude. because I grabbed those shards in the order that I did. The correct item is always going to be highlighted. And then there's going to be a fourth shard, and I don't know if you noticed it, probably not, because why would you have? But behind the Birdman cage, there's actually going to be a fourth shard that we're going to grab, but we can't do that until after we've completed these first 3, lower the Birdman all the way down to the ground. Then we're going to pick up that shard and put it in the first pillar that we actually skipped. First, you got to talk to him. Alright, so come over here and pick this up. Oh, no, I didn't want to talk to him. So now what we need to do is run all the way back to the left. Insert this into the pillar. And then run all the way back to the right. Now get used to that, because this is basically what Chapter 3 is going to be. Chapter 3 is... the pacing of it is just terrible. Chapter 3 is all one puzzle, basically. A couple missable trophies, a lot of running around, a lot of backtracking, and visiting areas. And they're not, like, next to each other, necessarily. And that's really my only complaint of this game. Alright, so this is going to be where we're going to get our missable trophy. So what you need to do is just simply, and it's very easy to get. See if I get these guys walking at the same speed. Isms is a little quicker. Is keep running right for 2 minutes. You're supposed to talk to this guy. You're going to do some riddles. Very simple. I'll tell you the answers, of course. But we need to just run for 2 minutes until the trophy pops. So that's pretty boring. So it'll give me just a moment to say thank you for being here in the live stream. I know I haven't been able to talk much with you guys. I am actually playing the game and keeping my left eye on this little text walkthrough I wrote for myself to hopefully get this all without as much confusion as possible. I do want to say thanks to Jeff who subscribed with Twitch Prime, so thank him for that. If you guys want to support the stream, if you guys have an Amazon Prime account, you can certainly use that free Prime sub on the stream. If you're on YouTube, you're watching this, obviously an archived stream. Hopefully you just kind of booted up the game and you can kind of play along with me. Someone in the chat's mentioning something about Warframe. I never played Warframe. Basically, from what I understand, it's kind of like a pay-to-win game. I don't know how much truth there is to that. So as you can see, the stream is already longer than what Nubla 1 took me to stream in Platinum. I think we're about 45 minutes or so into this. And we haven't even gotten to Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is exceptionally long. Chapter 3 is basically the majority of the game. There is a fourth chapter. Fourth chapter will only take me about 2 or 3 minutes to complete. So it's very strange. Chapters, well, 0, I don't know why. I still don't know why it starts at 0. I guess we could just call it a prologue, but they should have called it a prologue. Chapter 0, what, 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Chapter 2, or 1 rather, is 15, 20 minutes. Same thing with this one. I'd imagine this trophy will be popping any second. I'm not entirely sure how long it is. Maybe it's 3. Oh, it looks like this is the end. The finite cycle. That is a missable trophy. Again, since there is no chapter select, the ones that are not story related are missable. Alright, so to continue the game, we're going to go and talk to this guy that we passed like 17 times. And we have to answer 3 correct selections, so we're going to just tell him we're looking for someone. He's going to ask us a question, a dialogue option. Oh, we've got to play the game here. Select the first one. We need to select chair and then door. So first one chair, second one door. Third one is going to be a sentence with chair and door, which is the middle one. So there he goes. He paints us a door. We can get out of here. We're almost done with this chapter. One kind of little platforming section we need to do. Remember, you got to control both characters independent of each other. Includes running, grabbing things, giving items, jumping. Come to the end to the right. There's a door. You can't go through it. So what we're going to do is go back to this tower. And now go inside. So I'm going to use Ism to get to the very top and then hitting each of these switches along the way. It'll activate these little platforms. Okay, completely whiffed on that. Apparently we are not going for a speed run here. And once I get Ism to the top, I will worry about getting the boy up to the top. He can now climb this ladder we lowered. And this is a pretty long jump here. And we made it, thank God. Alright, so up top here, boy is going to grab the paint. Remember, he's down on the D-pad to grab. Ism is the X button to grab and interact. So now Ism is going to activate this switch. And we're going to get the Sunken City of Wise trophy. Now down here, the boy is going to use this yellow paint that we just got. And as you can see, my inventory in the top left is, that is boy. So I'm going to hit up on the D-pad to go to inventory, select the paint, because it has to be the active item in order to use it. And we're going to paint a key. Now Ism can grab this key now. And then we're going to just continue to the right. Something about why they're underwater. Yada, yada, yada. Go through this door. And this will, I believe, end chapter 2. We will start chapter 3. Chapter 3 is where a lot of the glitches occurred, although I experienced one glitch earlier in chapter 1. And on my practice attempt, I did crash. So that's a thing. Now there was one glitch that was patched. Thankfully, there's the trophy for the start of the chapter. So this is actually version 1.04 of the game. Alright, so you're going to see this hotel right behind me. We are going to get really tired of this hotel in no time. I'll just come here and look at it. This is going to be a lot of running back and forth from the hotel to another place and back, and basically that's going to be a lot of people that we're going to talk to, a lot of items we're going to grab. So first thing we're going to do is head over to the left. This woman in white's going to talk to us. We can't move until she walks off the screen for some reason. And on the ground right in front of me is going to be some shards. You want to pick that up. Now I'm going to give it to this woman. Now I want to make just kind of point out an issue in chapter 3 is when you have an item in your inventory, which if you look at the top right corner, I have the shards, whatever those things are, and you talk and you want to give it to someone, and you have a dialogue option pop up, or if they're in the middle of talking to you, you don't want to give them the item. The text will appear on the screen. So you want to make sure you give, and the give is going to be the circle button for Ism, the right on the D-pad for the boy. When there's no current dialogue option on the screen in front of you, or prompt. So I'm going to stand behind her here, hit the circle button, give her these crystals. Or whatever they were. I'm reading my little text walkthrough, and a typo I made is irritating my OCD. Alright, so now that we're done there, we're going to go back towards the hotel. We're going to find another ism. And we're going to see a robot here on the screen in just a second. There it is. The robots are going to be an enemy to us later. And if they fly above you, they'll laser you to death. We also need to run to the left. We're going to go back to this woman, talk to her real quick. And then use this flower time that just appeared in the ground to, I think, go into the future? Future or past, I'm not entirely sure what it is. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the hotel again. After these people are done talking to us. And I'll hop in the chat and chat with you guys in a little bit. There's going to be some points where we're just running. Now we're going to follow this guy to the right. Once those people are all done talking. Now Ism is going to go into the hotel. And we're going to be separated for a little bit. Now you got to remind you there is some... Oh, there's a 100 years trophy. There are some points in this game where it's just dead silence. And I think there should be music behind it. So I don't know if that's a bug or not. Alright, so now with the boy, we're going to run to the far left, talk to this guy here. He's going to give us some paint. Eventually. And now, I'm going to make sure I have it as the current active item. And go back to the hotel again. And paint the door after these people are done talking. Alright, so now we're going to go and talk to where the woman was. Thank you, Jeff. And I'm going to go back and talk to the woman. Not go back and talk to her, just actually go to where the flower time is, near where that woman was, and then use the flower time. Remember, with the boy controls with the left analog stick and the D-pad buttons, Ism's control is the right analog stick and the face buttons. Alright, so now we're going to run to the left. There's going to be, I think a woman's going to talk to us here. And we're going to reach a girl who's playing hopscotch. Her name is Wiz, I think. And then we're going to go past her and eventually get a valve handle, a wheel, or whatever. Jeff, I didn't realize you were a silver-tiered subscriber. I'm excited. And Jeff with the 100-bit cheer, thank you. All right, so here's the girl I was mentioning, and here's the hopscotch. So Wiz or hopscotch girl, whatever you want to call her. Well, she can't finish it because there's red paint there. Too bad for her. We're just going to continue through this dialogue. There's a whole lot of it. Then we're going to continue left. And we're going to reach a group of guys here in just a moment. Now you're going to notice these machines here, these switches. This is actually going to be the last thing. One of the last things I do. We can't do anything with them yet. I don't want you guys to get triggered because I don't hit those little switches. All right, so we got these guys here. I think if you do the middle dialogue option, it ends this a little quicker. You can go through all of them if you want. And eventually a robot's going to come here, clearing out these guys. And we're going to see the little red wheel we need to take. By the way, 2019 is going to be the year of streaming for me. I'm going to definitely do a lot of Twitch broadcasts this year. That is my goal, my resolution for the year. All right, so we're going to grab this here. I was using the X button. I sometimes forget that the left side is the boy and the right side is Ism. So now we're going to go back to the girl. Now I did have a little bug here, one of my attempts, so I'm going to talk to her. You have to initiate the conversation. And you need to basically hopscotch yourself, and then you'll fall into the red paint. That time I didn't crash, which is a good sign. And there's a trophy the rabbit's worn. It's a story-related trophy. Now we're going to continue underground here. And there's going to be, you don't have to talk to anyone here. There's a little game we're going to play with the hopscotch girl Wiz in a little bit, which I just kind of wing it. But you can talk to this guy here and practice if you want. To go to the end of the sewers, which is where the market is, we'll call it the market. And that, well, actually, this is going into the sewers, I guess, technically. All right, so we're going to take a little lift up here in just a second. And there's going to be a little puzzle. And then to the left side of each of these switches, you're going to see a little white bar. It'll either be set at the 0, 1, or 2 position. So what we're going to do is skip this first one. Hit this middle one twice, so activate twice. So the white bar is all the way up. And then go to the last one and hit it once. So it should look like that. From left to right, the white bars are at the 2, 3, and 1. It makes these pistons up here available for us to jump up and across. And we are going to come out of the sewers now to an area where the library and the paint factory is located. Now this door in the middle, that takes us out to the main street we've been going down, but you can't enter or exit it just yet. So to the left is going to be the paint factory. This is not where we want to go. We want to go to the right and up the stairs. And there's going to be a missable trophy here. So we're going to talk to the one guy in here. Now the missable trophy requires us to read 3 books, all the books here in the library. You can see one glowing just to the right behind this guy. That is going to be the first of 3. We just got ourselves a key as well. So let's go ahead and read this book. These books give you solutions to various puzzles that we will come across in this chapter. You don't need those books because you have me. So now we're going to go up the stairs. There's going to be some plants up here we're going to take, and there's going to be just to the left-hand side. So let's just do that first. And then read the other 2 books. Here's the second one. Again, various puzzle solutions if you want to decode those. And here is our 3rd book. And here's the missable trophy. Compulsive reader. Alright, giddy up. So that we've come up here, we got the flowers, we got our trophy. We'll go back down the stairs. So now we're going to go into the paint factory. So we're going to go right past the door to the main street here, past the sewer entrance, and into the paint factory. And we're going to take these plants and we're going to put them in the machine. And once you put them in the machine, we're going to have to dial in some switches and then hit this green button. So we're going to climb up to the top right corner. Make sure your flowers are your active item. So now we got to set up the machine. So the blue one we need to hit twice. So we're just going to interact with the blue one twice. Is that 1 or 2? And then interact with the green one once. I was reading my notes and I don't remember how many times I hit that thing. I think that's correct. So it should set up there with the middle for the green and red and nothing on the blue one. And now hit the green button. So now we're going to go down and talk to the king of whatever he considers himself the king of. Conversation will initiate automatically when you're close enough. He wants basically a teddy bear. What we're trying to do is get the paint that's actually behind him on the ground. But he needs a teddy bear. So we are going to go outside. Unlock that door to the street. The street was blocked before, that's why we couldn't go in that way. So when we go back to the paint factory or library, we can just go down the main street. It was blocked because there was a gate, which we've now rammed. So you're gonna enter the truck, ram through the gate, and there's a robot on the ground here. We'll actually pick that up just momentarily. And there's a story trophy called To Be a First Class Driver. So now we're gonna go to the Hopscotch Girl, Wiz. And we need to do that little game I told you can practice in the sewer. I may or may not fail this my first time. I kind of just wing it. It's a puzzle game. So what we need to do is play this game. And whenever you're, whoever can't make a move loses. So I need to put her in a position where she can't make any moves in order to win. So I'm going to select... I'm the blue, so I'm going to select the top right one, move it to the only place you can go. Select the middle one, move it down right. There's only one move most of the time. Occasionally you can make a choice. I think if I go top left, move it to the middle, it'll force her to go to top right. And yeah, I'll have her blocked right here. That's probably the quickest you can do it. So if I move this here, she can't move. That's basically how it works. First time I did that, I was at it for a good minute and a half. Alright, so now that you won, you can claim your prize, which is going to be the teddy bear. Make sure you grab it. It's right behind her. And now we're going to go back to the left to the truck. We crashed the gate and broke a robot. We can now pick up the robot. I don't know why you're not able to pick up the robot until now. but you can. That won't come in until play, until much, much later. So go into the factory again. Again, this is where the factory and library is, as well as the sewer exit. We are going to now go to the left and go and talk to the king. Now, I want to reiterate again, when you want to give something to someone, make sure there's no option to talk to someone, there's no speech bubble above their head, and that they're not currently engaged in a conversation. So if there's any text on the screen, you don't want to give anything. You can accomplish that by doing it from further away. But first, you can see in the top left corner, I have the robot equipped. So I gotta hit up on the D-pad, select the teddy bear, hit down on the D-pad to activate it. And now from this far away, I'm gonna try giving it to him, hitting right on the D-pad. Gotta get a little closer. There we go. And now we can grab the paint. So now we're going to do a bunch of running. Go back out the front door. We are going to run all the way to the hotel. So it's a bit of a run here. Now in the hotel, I mentioned before that we will go in and out of it quite a bit. And the longest time in which you're in there is going to be the next time, this time. There's a lot of things we're going to do. We're going to visit a lot of different rooms multiple times each. By the time we're done with this, you'll be really annoyed with the hotel. Here comes another one of those robot dudes. This is not a door. I disagree. Now this is where you can get a lot of bugs when you're dealing with the dialogue options and handing people things. So I'm going to be very careful that doesn't happen. It happened my first time I came through here. I tried dealing with it and then the game ended up crashing, and if it crashes you'll go right back to the beginning here, and this is a pretty long sequence. So now that we're at the hotel, I'm going to select my purple paint, use it, and then enter the hotel. And we are back up with Isms, so we got to deal with controlling both characters once again. It was kind of nice having to only deal with one character, but we are a duo after all. So at the very beginning, go to the left here in the lobby, answer the phone. We do have a train timetable. We got that at the train puzzle. Now you'll see a glowing package on the desk here to the left. We're going to try to grab it. There's going to be a brief conversation about whether we should or shouldn't do it. You have to then grab it a second time. And you'll see at the top right, we just got ourselves a watch in Isms inventory. We're going to head back to the left here, activate the elevator. Get into the elevator and then select the first floor. We're on floor 0, or I'm going to call the lobby. So the first floor is actually 0. So we're going to go to 1, which in my opinion should be the second floor, but that's just me. This game, I believe, was developed in Spain. Maybe that's how they do it. It's a regional thing. Who knows? So now we're going to go right till we get to room 103. There's going to be 2 Isms here. We need to speak to the left one. And there's a little machine here. He's going to require us to get 3 parts and then a 4th part. And once you've done talking to them, we are now going to go to room 204, which is where he tells you to go. Select 2 in the elevator. And inside this room is going to be a painter, and He's not going to get his security deposit back because he is painting the entire room. The painter, of course, is going to need something too. Everybody needs something. Everyone is very needy. So now we can exit. Now we're going to go back to the first floor, go to room 103 once again. I'd love to tell you this will be the last time we're going to room 103, but it is not. Again, the game lacks a score, some music in the background in many different places. Alright, so in room 103, we are going to talk to this left ism once more. And then leave. Now we're going to go to room 102, next door here. Remember that package that we got from the lobby? Well, we are going to give it to this dude. So, again, make sure there's no dialogue on the screen. It says, hello there. We're just going to exhaust all of this real quick. If we get too close, there's a speech bubble above his head. You don't want to give an item when there's a speech bubble either. It's just a little bug in the game. So what I'm going to do is stand far enough back. Ism has the pocket watch equipped. So I'm going to hit the circle button to give it to him. And for some reason he can't leave this room. I don't know if any of this dialogue choices matter. Probably not. Alright, so now we're going to go to room 104. 2 rooms to the right. And there's going to be some dye on the ground here to the right. We want to pick this up. You have to actually select it twice. First time just gives you a little conversation. Second time actually picks it up. All right, so from room 104, looking at my notes here, go to room 101. Spent a long time trying to figure all of this out. Alright, so remember that timetable we got from the train? We are going to give it to this woman here. Again, make sure there's no conversation going on, those speech bubbles. When I do, I'm going to select it. Hit up on the D-pad to get to the inventory for the boy. Use your left analog stick to select the item. Hit down on the D-pad to make it the active item. Now hit right on the D-pad to give it to her. Okay, so now we're going to jump back into the elevator. We are going to go to floor 0, aka the lobby. Aka also floor 1, in my opinion. So we got this lady down here again. We are going to just have a brief conversation with her. There's going to be some issue with robots. And what you need to do is go back into the elevator, hit the alarm button, and this is going to create a distraction for the robots. They're going to go into the elevator, somehow activate it without any fingers. And then go away. With that done, we're going to go into the kitchen of this hotel. The kitchen is on the first floor, or floor 0. All the way to the right hand side. In here, we're going to grab the honey and talk to the hopscotch girl once again. Wiz. The honey is right behind the boy there. I should have let Ism pick it up so he had everything. I can give it to him. I hit the right button. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to get back to the elevator, call it down. We have to go to the first floor, I believe. Let me look here. Yeah, go back to room 103. We have the 3 ingredients we need. There is one item that we will need to get after we've completed this part. And that is getting another plant, a flower, a thyme flower. Alright, so again, I want to make sure there's no dialogue options up on the screen when I transfer items. The machine is right behind him. Or above him. So with Ism has the honey. So let me just hit the circle button to use it. Circle button to use the die. Looks like Boy's got the last item. Whatever this thing is. I want to make sure there's no... There we go. It didn't work. Of course not. It needs a thyme flower. Idiot. You should have known that. Alright, so we're going to go up to room 202. So, of course, you're going to have to take the elevator. Is the hotel exhausting you guys yet? It's certainly exhausting me. And there's a lot more we're going to have to do in here. Alright, so now we are going to talk to her about a medallion, this woman here. So given the dialogue options, select the third one. This will ultimately score us a thyme flower. See it in our inventory in the top left. We can now leave, and you probably know where we need to go. That's right, room 103 once again. Alright, so we have to give it to him, so I'm going to make sure I don't have a speech puzzle. Hopefully this is glitched, or this glitch is fixed before this releases in North America. And I do want to mention it is only available on in the UK store and maybe one other place. It is not currently available in North America. It will be in the near future, I believe by the end of the month. So there's the Cooking Blue trophy. So now we're going to use the blue paint that we have. Who has the blue paint? Boy does. I'm going to activate it. Go to room 101, and we are going to paint the right corner here. And this is going to send a bunch of birds flying away. Exit 101, go to 204. Now that the birds have been released, we're going to go to the dude who's painting room 204. And he's going to give us some brown paint. Just talk to him. And now we're going to go to room 102, which is where our clock friend is at. We are going to do the clock puzzle. It's really easy. There's 3 clocks. Just change the time to 3, 3, and 12 in that order. You will also get a trophy for this. So a lot of up and down on this elevator. Why couldn't it just be one floor with 3 times as many rooms? Who knows? The design of this this entire chapter to the design, I question some of the design decisions. Let's talk to this old man here. He'll change these times. Again, 3, 3, and 12. This is going to open a new door in the room or in the kitchen. And there's the Always in Time trophy. So far we're doing good. Just one little glitch I experienced in chapter 1, which I had to kill myself to reset. Alright, so let's go back to the lobby or floor 0. Go into the kitchen. Because we did the time puzzle, there is now a purple door there. And there's going to be... I think there's a girl there. Oh, Valkyrie just subscribed with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I absolutely appreciate it. Hype is right. Thank you, my friend. I love you. Alright. Girl is talking to us. I wish I could talk with you guys more. I'm just trying to do this guide so we can make it live on YouTube as an actual trophy guide. So now we got the brown paint. I have to equip it with, I believe, boy. Remember, boy is the left side of your controller. Ism is the right side. So hit the, what would be the triangle button, but the up on the D-pad for boy. Select the brown paint. And use it. Down on the D-pad. I get a little confused with the controls sometimes. Alright, so now we are take the secret exit out of the hotel. So now we're finally out of the hotel. And let me just look at my little guide here because I got a little distracted. Alright, so now we are going to go all the way back to the library and talk to that librarian dude once again. Valkyrie's grinding chess in Assassin's Creed Unity. My condolences, friend. This is the point where I can chit-chat a little bit because it's just walking from one end. This is not a door, that's a lie. Hopscotch. Paint. You know, speaking of the chess in Assassin's Creed Unity, let's give a shout out to Ubisoft for not making that a requirement in Odyssey. You didn't have to do any 100%ing of anything, basically. Alright, so we're back in the building with the library and the paint factory. So go to the right. Talk to the dude. I think he wants something about a mirror. I don't remember if this is the mirror part or not. If you guys can read that fast enough, you might see the word mirror in there. Alright, so now we got to be careful in this next section because there's robots. The robots can will zap you if you get too close to them. I'm just going to leave the boy there. Just use Ism. So now we are going to go to this is not a door. This is clearly a door, even though you're saying it's not a door. You're moving on to Syndicate after Unity. Any pointers? I honestly don't remember it enough. Syndicate felt the same as Unity. Things really change once you get the origins. Alright, so this is not a door. Open that, not a door. And we're going to talk to the mirror lady. She's going to be a vendor. A little bit more than halfway through. What can I do for you? You can't do anything for me right now. We just need to talk to you because you need something too. Everybody needs something, right? It wouldn't be much of a puzzle game though if they didn't. I understand that. I'm not complaining. So we left the This Is Not a Door, the marketplace. And then we have to go back to the hotel. We're going to room 104. We're going to go back and forth to this hotel many more times. It will never be as long as that first time we were there. We're just going to room 104. I think maybe we have to go to a couple rooms. We're going to reach a new area in the hotel though, so there's that. Alright, so 104. In room 104, there's going to be a starfish by the basket. Watch out for these robots. Robots are now going to roam around the hotel, on the streets. They're very dumb robots, however. So all you'll need to do is just kind of duck under them. And you can crawl if you want. Alright, in room 104, grab the starfish just to the left. You're going to have to look at it once and then grab it a second time. So now we are actually going to leave the hotel. Hopefully. There's going to be a robot. I'm sure there it is. Just easier to sit still instead of crawling. When you're controlling two characters, you might accidentally get up. They're in the middle of a crawl with one of them. Alright, so we're going to go all the way back to the mirror lady. So we're going to go in the This Is Not a Door. And now when you leave the hotel, you just go right here to this door. I don't think we're going to run across any robots out here just yet. If we do, I am ready for it, but I don't believe that's the case. Alright, so we're going to this thing that's clearly a door. And now, go back to the mirror lady. You have our mirror. I sure do. Oh, I have the starfish, so I gotta give her the starfish. So again, make sure there's no dialogue options. Ism has it. Stand just far enough away, hit circle to transfer it. The circle for Ism is right on the D-pad for the boy. So now we got another mirror. You can see it's currently in boy's inventory. Alright, so wouldn't you know it, we have to go back to the damn hotel. This time it's going to be room 202 is where we're going to go. A little annoying, but be prepared for a lot more of that. There's in the hotel. What did I say? Let me look at my notes again. 202. So we are going to go into room 202. We're going to replace a broken mirror. Once we replace that mirror, we can actually jump through it like it's a door. And this is going to allow us to climb up to an observatory. And inside there, we're going to play a little music game. Very, very simple puzzle. I will give you the solution. I'll also show you how to figure out the solution. Alright, so we're going to fix this mirror. And then jump through it. Climb up the ladder. Yay, alright. Now once you're up here, I think you have to actually interact with this book here. I think it bugged out on me one time when I didn't. Well, let's just look at this book. And this is the solution to this puzzle here. You'll see the pie on the right. It's labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just need to match that up with the tune to the left-hand side there and play that on this big onion-looking thing. So now, let me make sure I got this right here. All right, so the tune is pink, orange, orange, blue, green. So pink, orange, orange, blue, green. Hit back. Ansbro says everybody's gone to the rapture. Was less tedious than this feels like. Yeah. You might be right. Alright, so you saw in the background the city kind of readjusted itself somehow. So we're going to leave the hotel now. Go back through the elevator. This is just one long puzzle game. So when you're trying to figure out and do everything on your own, it's far more fun than just kind of being told what to do. But if you want a good, a quick 2-hour platinum, I don't know if 2 hours is necessarily quick. These days, at least. 6 years ago, this would have been twice as fast as platinum as anything else. So we're going to leave the hotel and run to the right this time. Because the city kind of reshaped itself, we're going to go and find an alley that'll take us towards a train station. The alley is going to look like kind of like a hallway here in the background. Just a second. We got to keep moving a bit. We have to meet Mr. Skinny Guy here. How he relates in this story, I have no clue. Once you're done with him, keep moving. Then you get right here is the pawn shop. We will be visiting the pawn shop a couple times. A little bit later. Here's the alley. The passageway to where the train station would be. And what we're going to do is talk to an artist. We're going to keep running to the right here. Another painter. And eventually we can talk to him. He's going to tell us he needs a train. Or train memory. I don't remember what exactly it was. You just have to let these guys finish up their conversation. They're going to talk for a bit. Okay. So now, talk to this guy. Talk to him again, I think. First set of conversation was automatic. I just initiated the second one. Okay, now that we're done, we're gonna go to the pawn shop. I mentioned the pawn shop just a moment ago. And we're going to find a train in the pawn shop. So now you're here. It's 2 doors to the left, the cafe, followed by the pawn shop. So we have to wait until everybody leaves. By the way, you can hit the X button to skip dialogue, but I find hitting down on the D-pad to be a little quicker. Certainly quieter. Could really use some music in this game. You notice that robot on the top of the screen? He'll come into play in just a moment. Now there's some glass on the ground below this dude here in the red shirt and the tie. You can pick up. Haven't found any use for it. So now we're talking to the shop owner. And here you want to select the sleeper's response if you want to speed this process up. Now the robot's going to come down. Here, eventually I can go over to it. And then we're going to give him the box number. And he's going to go and get the train. So now we're going to leave here, go 2 doors to our right where the alley going to the train station is. But that won't be the last time we see the shopkeeper, of course. I do question the level design on this, and if you haven't gotten to that point yet, you will. I kind of draw this out a little too much for my taste. Far too much, to be honest with you. It should have been about half the length. All right, you see I got the train equipped on Boy in the top left. What happened to Boy? There he is. I want to make sure I don't have the dialogue thing here up, just so make sure it doesn't glitch. Hand him the train. So now we are going to be kind of whisked away to a new area. So he drew a train appeared. That right there is my YouTube thumbnail. So what we're going to do is immediately, as soon as we enter this next area, we're going to use the mirror that we got from the mirror lady, because apparently we had the foresight to do this, and then place it right here. So there we go. That's basically going to be a teleporter back to the hotel. All right, so now we're going to go all the way to the right of this area. We're going to be stopped by a few people along the way. We're going to have some conversations, just kind of get through them. As quickly as you can. Read these if you want. I did the third one and then the first option, then the second option. I don't think it really matters. Okay, now we got a dude here painting a line in the chalk. Apparently this is the border to a new area, a new country or something. I don't know. Another person wants to talk. Notice that switch we just passed. Again, I mentioned that earlier. There's 7 valves, or what those are. 1 of 7, that is. All right, so we have this... whatever's going on here with this dude up there on the pedestal and the bird on his head. We're just gonna keep going right until we meet up with a robot. I think the answer's 3. If you want to get through that pretty quick. And we got the Indian dudes here. Remember we saw them earlier in chapter 1. Told you the second time we saw them will pop us a trophy. Story related trophy, don't worry. Alright, here's that robot I was mentioning. Let me look at my walkthrough here real quick. Okay, from now we're going to go to that mirror. We won't have as many people trying to talk to us on the way. I think we're at that point where we've more than doubled the length of the original game. That's right, bro. There is definitely music here now. I like to think it's a bug. I can't imagine why there wouldn't be music for other parts. I can't imagine what kind of setting it was trying to set up without it. Alright, so here's the mirror. Go through the mirror. The mirror, as I mentioned earlier, takes us back to the hotel. And there's Wiz, the hopscotch girl. We have no time for her. Alright, so we're actually leaving the hotel. And we're going back to the pawn shop. These people need to have a conversation, apparently. Everyone's going to kind of start checking out and leaving this hotel. And I don't blame them. You know how many mice we saw running around? I'll be honest with you guys. I have no idea what the story of this is. Alright, so now front of the hotel, go to the right to get to the pawn shop. Someone says in chat, Amispro says in chat, you'll be seeing this hotel in your sleep. I did. Last night, I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, pawn shop. See, I'm not paying attention here. Alright, so let's see here. Speak to the clerk. And then you're going to have to get the Lady of the Forest dialogue option here. So just get through this. Lady of the Forest is your correct selection here. Now, you're not going to believe me when I tell you this, or you probably will, and probably are expecting it, but we are going to actually go back to the hotel again. Going back to that observatory room. And we're going to go to room 202. Now you notice that on the top left corner, the boy was given a new note for the so-called piano that we need to play. So we have another puzzle with that. We were given the clue a little bit ago. Don't worry, I'll tell you what it is once we get there. All right, hotel, elevator, room 202, observatory. That is our plan of action here. We are getting to the end of this. I am hoping in the next 20 minutes we have this finished. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you know exactly how much longer it's going to take. All right, jump through the mirror, climb up here. Now we have to do the give command here. So with the key equipped, oh, I just gave it to Ism. There we go. Now the code here is red, red, green, blue, violet, violet. So again, red, red, green, blue, violet, violet. Then you hit back. And hopefully the city should move. If we did it, there we go. City's changed again. And now we're gonna leave the hotel again. Walk down the street to the right. And we're just going to eventually reach a group of people, and then we're gonna have kind of like a little chase. And this is actually a place where I might actually quote unquote die, because we're gonna have to jump across some rooftops. And when you're controlling two characters who have two different movement speeds, and you have to hit two different buttons to jump, the L2 to jump boy and the R2 to jump Ism, it can get confusing. I highly recommend you try to get it to where you can get Ism to run at the same speed. This makes it a little easier. But you have to be quick because a robot's going to be chasing us. You're trying to plat a game called Yonder. Some of the missions can be skull crushing, especially with some of the fetch quests. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that game. About 4,000 games come out every year, it seems like. Alright, again, I mentioned we're just going to keep running right. Because the city changed. We can now run past. This is the alley to the train station, which as you can see is boarded up. So we're just going to keep running right. We got the skinny dude again. He wants to have a chat. At this point, I do not want to chat with him, but we're going to reach a couple guys here. You can see this ladder here right in front of us, and you have this group of guys. So here's where the chase sequence is going to start, and I might possibly fail this. Once, maybe twice. Hit the switch, lower the ladder, climb up the ladder. And here's kind of where the chase begins. And we gotta, again, control both characters independent of each other. I'm trying to keep them together. It just makes it a little easier to kind of manage these jumps. Huh. I managed to do it on the first try. Let me see where I'm at in my walkthrough here. We just got to basically climb the ladder at the end and go enter the pawn shop. Through the pawn shop will take us to a new area. Oh boy, I just died with the boy. Can you believe that? I got to do this again. Oh god, the robot's right behind us. Literally the easiest thing I could have possibly have done. Let me just jump one at a time. At this point, there's no rush. All right, success. So pawn shop is right here. Thank God. It's closed apparently, didn't lock the door, but we can go through this back door here. Now we got a puzzle basically, and kind of a puzzle. And there's also an item in the middle of this puzzle that we need to grab. So I'm just going to fall. There's no fall damage. Go through the purple door first here below you. Then we're going to go through the right door, the red door on the right. And then go through the next red door. And then we're going to go through this purple door. And then the blue door. And then pick up the starfish bag here. Go back through that purple door. And then go through the green door. And now we're going to go into a club, and we're actually going to pick up a trophy here. This is Voltaire's. There's going to be a show, a cabaret show or something going on in the background. Just get through that. There's a very creepy eye staring at us in the top left there. There's the After Hours trophy. Story related, you won't miss it. Alright, so now we're going to actually go back on top of the roof. I think this is a way to avoid the robots. Although we saw robots here earlier, so I'm not entirely sure what they were thinking. And we are going to get to the big skinny guy again. Oh, we got another chase maybe? We got these musicians here. I don't know if we need to talk to them or not. So I'm just going to skip it. Alright, so we need to give the starfish bag to this dude. So we're going to head left and then climb a ladder that comes out of a suitcase. What? That makes no sense? Well, I agree. Speak to her. Tell her there's killer robots out there to be careful. Alright, so here we go. This is actually my game crashed here once in this next area, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. Alright, so remember that dead robot we picked up a long time ago? Well, this is where it comes into play. Talk to this dude. Ask him to help us. I don't know which of these choices gets us through here. All right, so now I'm going to, with the boy, because he has the robot, give it to him. And then we have to hit the little red button that's behind him once he's done. So, all right, so hit the red button, you get the null reference trophy. I don't know if that's missable or not. Maybe. All right, so now that we've got that trophy, once you get that trophy, you're free to leave. And we're going to continue left and get to another ladder. Eventually. There it is. All right, so there's going to be robots on the street now, so we got to be very careful. And there was one coming. I don't know if you saw it. It was right when you get down, it's going to be right there. The bus is going to obscure your view. And we're going to go back to the hotel once again. And then we're going to go to the kitchen. Okay, just that one robot. That's good. All right, so here is a point of no return coming up. Basically, we can just get to the end of the game in the next few minutes and get to credits. However, there are a couple more missable trophies that we need to go and take care of. which if you follow the guide, we will do. I don't think we need to talk to her. So we're going to go through the mirror, and we are going to go all the way to the docks. Once we reach the docks, we are going to sail away to a new area where we'll meet up with Nubla once again. It's been a while since we've seen her. Him, her, I'm not sure. The sex of the elephant. And there's a couple just little conversational type things there. Ultimately, you can walk past Nubla, get to chapter 4. Chapter 4 only takes a few minutes, and that's the end of the game. So you don't want to pass Nubla. So now that we've reached the end, here in just a second, we will sail away. Put the boat in the water and it grows larger. Remember those little things, those little spongy things you put in water and let it sit overnight and it grew like 10 times the size? I always enjoyed those as a child for some reason. I never, however, got a sailboat. All right, so now we are basically at the end of the game, the point of no return. However, we are going to return. So we're going to talk to this first painter. Keep moving. We have this dude, I think his name's Ben or whatever. So there's Nubla behind us. And I'm going to do all these dialogue choices here. We do not want to go over there. So after this conversation's up, once I get out of this conversation lock here, there we go. You see on the top left, the boy got an envelope. So we were tasked for another thing. We do not want to go past Nubla. We can end the game. Instead, we are going to go back the way which we came to the sailboat. All right, so we need to go back to the, well, you guessed it, the hotel. And at the entrance to that hotel is going to be a guy for whom we're going to hand the letter we just got to. He's basically looking for a code. The code is in that envelope, supposedly. Cross the border. Imagine if Trump was president and he put up a wall at that spot instead of chalk. We wouldn't be able to complete the game. It'd be terrible. Hello, Wiz. Let's ignore you, though, for the moment. Leave the kitchen, and again, here's the people. They're all starting to leave. They probably saw all the mice laying around, running around, and all the other shenanigans going on here. All Alright, give him the code. He's going to go to the observatory and activate the cycle. And it looks like I got stuck with the dialogue thing on the screen. Fun, fun, fun. Alright, let's just give him that envelope. And pray we don't have a game crash. Alright, so I'm going to go back through the kitchen and then through the mirror once again. Hopefully next time I get back to the hotel, that dialogue will be wiped. Got the lady with the 2 dogs. We're going to teleport automatically to the other side of the mirror. However, this is where we're going to get the one of the missable trophies. There it is, flux capacitor. Alright, so once they're done talking to me, or at me, because I'm not listening, we ourselves are also going to go back to this mirror. And hope that text dialogue is gone. If it's not, we might crash. It is gone. All right, so we're going to exit the hotel. And we're going to go through the door called This Is Not a Door, which I believe we discussed is clearly a door. We're going to interact with these little switches here in a little bit, by the way. Those little valves. Alright, so this is not a door. Go in the door. We're going to talk to a couple guys that are at the very end of this, on the left-hand side. Past the mirror store. Very close to the exit into the, or entrance into the sewers. We're actually heading back to the paint factory is where we're headed. So end this dialogue tree. Not sure the quickest way. Maybe you have to do all 3. Oh, there we go. We just got the plant. So whatever that second one was. Alright, so now we are going to actually exit back the way we came. We're not going to go through the sewers. We will be going into the sewers in just a little bit. We don't have a lot of tasks left. But we do have one painful run around. Which might have triggered me just slightly. So hopefully it doesn't do it again. Okay, so now we got this dude again. Actually, we're not going to the paint factory yet. I misspoke. We came here to talk to this dude. So now, we need to go back to the main street and travel all the way right down the alley that leads you to the train station. And eventually we're going to find Ben and Wiz. So yeah, here's really kind of where the backtracking really starts to get painful, because this is going to require us to run all the way down to the opposite side and then run all the way back to this point here and then run all the way back there again. So I'm pretty sure by telling you all of that ahead of time, Everyone's closing their browsers. But you got to get that platinum. And this is the only way how. So once again, the hotel. See, Isms just much faster than the boy. The pawn shop, cafe, and then the alley. We should find Ben and Wiz. Hopefully. Thank God I haven't missed a step yet. At least I don't think I have. Imagine we'll find out. Alright, so now we got to use this flower that we got to the Utopia Park just to the right of them. So now we have to go all the way back to the paint shop. Now remember earlier, sometimes the game just kind of did a cut and then you just appeared where you needed to be when you had to go back to. Back in chapter 0 it did it. I don't know why they didn't apply that to this point of the game. Alright, so now we're not going to the paint shop, but we are actually going to the where we first met the hopscotch girl, Wiz, and we're going to actually take the paint that she used to draw the hopscotch. Past the hotel. I think it's the next screen transition. Past the "this is not a door." And here it is. So take the white paint. Now we are going to go all the way back to Ben and Wiz. It's about this point I started getting real bitter the first time going through this game. Past the hotel. Eventually we'll go past the pawn shop, past the cafe. And then we can travel back down here towards the train and find Ben and Wiz. Now with the white paint equipped on, well, Boy's the only one that can carry paint. We need to paint this building right behind here. And what this is going to do is give us another time flower. So we're going to now use this time flower once they're done talking at me. And we are going to now speak to this new lady that's here, who actually initially gave us the time flower when we first got to chapter 3. We've been here for so long. Chapter 3 is so ridiculously long. I think I selected the first option twice. Alright, so there's another flower that we got. So now we are going to go all the way back to the paint factory. All of this is basically for the one last trophy that we need to do. And you'll be happy to know that for the most part, oh, we got to talk to the skinny guy. We're only going to have to visit each area one more time. We are, oh, so we're getting there. We're gonna clock in around 2 hour 20 minutes maybe. So we're gonna do the go back to that machine, put the flour in that machine, do the puzzle. This is not a door. Those switches around the city are going to come into play here in just a moment. We're almost there. Sweet Jesus. I hope I didn't miss a step. That'd be terrible. Alright, so now we'll go into the paint factory. All the way up to the top. I did not mean to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you either. Leave me alone. I'm trying to get these guys together again. It makes it easier to move. Alright, so the combination for this, once we put in the flowers here, is we need to hit each of these switches. Again, blue, green, and red. We're going to have to hit each of the switches twice. We're going to drop them all to level 0, basically. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're putting all the paint in the machine is what we're doing here. You can see the paint coming from the top and it fills up the bar on the below us. Do it again. And now we're gonna hit the green button. But wouldn't you know it, the damn thing doesn't work. So we gotta open up the pressure valves around the city. There are 7 valves around the city. We've passed them numerous times apiece. So let's just go back out to the main road. And it's gonna, and now we got also robots. So we're gonna, yeah, that's, throw that in there as well. Remember the robots, as long as you're ducking when they travel over you, you're fine. That's the first robot, and you see the first valve is also right here. So just past this first robot, activate that. Now the next one's going to be just past the second robot outside the this is not a door. And careful of the robots. So the next time we change the scene, the game loads us into a new scene. It's going to be just outside the laundry building, a building you can't go into. But it's right here. Alright, so now we got to run all the way to the alleyway that leads us to the train station. And it's going to be before going down the alley, on the just to the right of it. Oh, careful, double robot there. I was not expecting that second one. Another robot here. The pawn shop. With that activated, go through here. And then there's going to be another one just to the... oh, just right before the train. It's actually right here. It wasn't even that far. All right, so now we're going to go back to the hotel, actually. So we're going to do a little doubling back to the hotel. Then we're going to go into the kitchen and then through the mirror to the pathway to take us to the dock. Oh, I did not pay attention. That's fine. We're actually right here, thankfully. So minus the stupid little glitch we experienced in chapter 1, which set us back maybe only a couple minutes at most. A couple little text bugs. We've been okay on the bug front. Oh, there was another robot. I didn't even see it behind the vehicle. Fair enough. That one's on me. So once we've hit the next two valves, the first one being just after the chalk guy, after we crossed the border. Second one being down by the docks. But once we've done that, we have to go back to the paint factory again. And then here is the next one. And let's go ahead and hit the last one. There are no robots here on this side of the border, thankfully. Randall asks if this is an easy plat. Yeah, it's an easy plat. Oh, that doesn't count. It's just a puzzle game. That's going to take about 2.5 hours. And as long as you know where to go, it's just very simple. Everything's ready. This is not as quick or easy as the original game, which I believe I did put on my top 10 easiest platinum list that year in the Trophy Awards. Oh, thank God it teleported us here. Back at the paint factory. All right, so we got to go put the paint back in the machine. We are just minutes away from this platinum popping. We will get to chapter 4. Chapter 4 is just 3 relatively easy puzzles. They're constellation puzzles that we've done them many times in various games where you just line up the constellations to match a picture. Oh, I don't have to put a thing in, I just have to hit the valves. Switches, rather. Yeah, and it's just both of them twice. That should... Oh, he fell. Where did he fall to? Alright, we just ran into an interesting glitch. Let's just exit and restart. Am I still not going to play Kingdom Hearts 3? I might play Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, it's a good thing our checkpoint was right there. I have no idea why Ism decided to just fall through the ladder. Maybe it's because I hit both these switches kind of at the same time. Maybe if I just don't do that. Do it one at a time. Really don't think that had any effect on it, but you never know. right, so far so good. All right, so now we're gonna hit the green switch. Oh no, what do you know? It's not working, but it's not gonna take us too long here. So let's go fix this problem here. So we're gonna exit the paint factory and we're actually gonna go into the sewers. Probably one of the few areas we don't visit very often. This section we only do with Ism. The boy stays behind. For some reason. So we gotta go all the way to the bottom first. And then we have to climb halfway back up to interact with these 3 switches once again. Go ahead, turn on the power. Alright, so once we're up here at the switches, we need to hit all 3 switches twice. And then we'll head back down to the bottom right corner exit. So 1, 2, I believe these are all gonna just go to the 3rd level. So leaving here, you have to actually use your special power. See, something that just kind of the game abandoned. You didn't use it very much. I mean, use it a few times in the first few chapters, but here in chapter 3, it almost kind of becomes a totally different game. But here's really the first time we're using it here. If you're using the dude with invisibility or teleportation or whatever, you'll obviously go through that a different way. And each of them will have a different way to get across there. I have not played all of them. I'm just showing you how to do it with the blue hair kid. Alright, so now we are gonna go back down the street. We're actually gonna teleport. So there's the Color Flows Again trophy, the bronze trophy. That kind of sucked. Not that it's hard, it just takes a long time. We're actually gonna teleport right towards the end here, so good thing for small favors. We're going to teleport again here in just a moment. These people want to chit chat. I have no time for them. The robots just somehow died. Not sure why. Not paying attention. Yeah, so chapter 3 is very long and very tedious. Would have been a better game if they cut that in half. But now we're back here where Nubla was located. Or Knubbla. I don't think I ever determined how to properly say it. Since there's no dialogue, vocal dialogue, I can't hear how they pronounce it, but whatever. Not the point. So now we can properly move past. Remember earlier, there was a point of no return where we could have gone here, and that would have lost us 2 missable trophies. Well, the first time you're there, you don't go past Nubla. Alright, so Memories Suitcase. This is chapter 4. We're just starting chapter 4. Chapter 4 is only going to take us 2 minutes to complete. It's basically 3 constellation puzzles. You got dials, change the rings, and then adjust the constellation. You can actually see a faint, you might not see it in the stream or on YouTube, but there's a faint pattern behind. And then you use the X and circle button to change, or to rotate it rather. So you can actually just match it up with the faint outline behind it. Wait, what ring am I on? I thought I was on the second ring. Apparently I wasn't. So just match up the picture in the back. That's puzzle 1 of 3. And hopefully this shall be it. One more puzzle. And assuming I didn't miss any trophies. God help me if I did. I don't think I did though. So again, just match up with the faint outline behind. That's not it. That should be it right there. Whew. And that is the end of the game. And that is the platinum, called Platinum. Very clever. So I want to thank you guys for being here. You guys watch along live in the stream. I appreciate it. I apologize I couldn't chat as much as I would normally like to. I just wanted to create a guide for all my YouTube video viewers rather, and appreciate no matter how you consume my content. I definitely appreciate it. Support me on YouTube. Follow me on twitch.tv/PS4 Trophy. Subscribe, follow, do your thing. I appreciate it, guys. And I'll see you soon.